to be tall and get everyone to like you. Chapter 1. Be better.
The Reckoning. This was a hard watch. It was a very, very beautiful movie. It wasn't quite a horror movie, but it was very disturbing. This was like The Passion of the Christ, but for Neil Marshall's fiance. Okay? He put this little bitty chick through hell and back. She gets all this medieval torture for like the first hour and a half of the movie. You see her butt a couple times. She has a she does have a little cute butt.
Oh, hey. The Reckoning, you say? You mean Poor Man's Kate Beckinsale's film?
The movie was great. It was great. I don't know if it's a horror movie. It's a fucked up movie. It's shot so good, edited so good. I mean, I'm not even a huge Neil Marshall fan. He fucked up Hellboy and all that stuff. But this movie's cool. It's a different movie. It's kind of hard to watch. Don't know if I'll ever watch it twice. It's one of those, you know? That you don't know if you want to watch it again later. Like, there's not really a need to. But pretty damn enjoyable. His fiance's great. Everyone did pretty damn good in that movie. The Reckoning, pretty cool.
It is a beautiful film. That's that guy's. That's his lady.
So up next is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Reckoning. We give it a straight up 6.8. Check it out.
I thought that this was like a film for somebody that obviously has directed a bunch of Game of Thrones episodes and then saw The Witch and then thought that they could do that as well. I was entertained for maybe the first hour, and then not even that, maybe the first 40 minutes or so, and then it just became kind of repetitive. And I ultimately it left a bad taste in my mouth. Great setup, great premise, a lot of torture that led to nothing. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 10 and a 2 out of 5 for those that are keeping track at home.
Now this next movie you definitely got to be stoned for. This calls back to our childhood, man. This calls back to the creature movies that you like and you remember the funny parts of and the cheesy parts of. This calls back to the gore that we grew up with in the 80s and we love. It's a pretty funny movie. It's called Psycho Goreman. All right? Pretty cool idea. Pretty good storyline. It's filmed really beautifully. I will give them that. The filming and the sound design is beautiful in it. I really enjoyed this movie. Not as much as I thought I was gonna. Not to like knock it or anything, but I thought I was gonna like it way more. But the more I watched it, I started thinking about Power Rangers, the old Power Rangers show. Thinking about rushing home after school to catch, Batman animated series and Power Rangers and stuff. And it hit me, why am I thinking of Power Rangers while I'm watching this movie, Because the creature effects and the creature suits look exactly like the bad guys from all the Power Rangers movies. So that kind of takes you out of it a bit. It's a little bit silly. Fun movie though. All the suits look cool. I don't know what you could do, to change that. It's just kind of part of that nostalgia.
Yeah, man. I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. If you guys, for those of you that do know me, obviously I'm a huge Mighty Morphin, Go Power Rangers fan, and I liked those elements of this film. I think I liked the B story, like with the aliens, more than I liked the actual A story with the little girl and Psycho Goreman. Like, I thought that the aliens in space, I wanted more of that. So I actually talked to the director about this film, and whenever I did, you can listen to that interview on cinedump.com. I mentioned that if there is a sequel or a follow-up to this, that I think that's kind of a cool world that they should maybe jump into. Growing up, we did rush home to catch Power Rangers, or set our VCRs to record Power Rangers. And then as we get older, we always want that R-rated Power Rangers, or that dirty, gritty version of Power Rangers. And we finally get it, and it's a little disappointing. Psycho Goreman was one of my most anticipated movies of I think last year, and this movie did get kind of put in hell ultimately, because it was supposed to get released so long ago, but because of COVID it got delayed, and then it got released, I believe, on Valentine's Day, or right around Valentine's Day anyway. And I think that probably was the perfect time, because there wasn't anything else coming out, and then all of us clamoring for something new and fresh, and that Psycho Goreman definitely was. But for me, I think it just fell a little bit short. I compared it to Hellraiser meets Power Rangers, which to me sounds like the perfect mix, but ultimately just didn't hit where I think it could have, had they played their cards a little bit better.
If you're in your 30s, then like immediately in the back of your head, you're trying to put your finger on, why does this remind me of Power Rangers? Like, they're not doing backflips and shit. And that's what it is. It's the bulking suits and the kind of talking. I mean, what do you think? I heard that Jesse didn't like this one at all.
Yeah, it's not that I didn't like it at all. I just thought that it could have been better. I think that the little girl was super annoying, almost to the point where she was unwatchable, which is kind of the point, because you're not really supposed to know who to root for. You want to root for her, you want to root for Psycho Goreman, you want to root for the dad, because he's the funny one, the interesting one, because of which I feel like it just kind of leaves viewers a little bit confused. I wasn't confused per se, but I just, they were so like annoying to me that it just made it a little unwatchable. Keeping that, if they were going for that Power Rangers vibe, you would assume that you would want someone to cheer for, or maybe want someone likable that has as much screen time as the little girl. Obviously, and I know this for a fact, that's not what they were going for. So they did achieve what they were going after. I love the stories I love the monsters more than I love the world of the little girl. I did give this a 6 out of 10, because I do love the tone. I love the world. But as a film as a whole, I feel like it missed the mark, and I feel like it could have been so much better.
I would say my likes are definitely the production, the gore, the effects, the acting was pretty good. My dislikes would be probably that it made me feel like I was watching Power Rangers. Other than that, they can't really control that. That's just something that clicks off in your head, I guess. Other than that, it was a cool movie, except the cringy ass songs. I don't know what it is with this movie and Uncle Peckerhead, which was also another pretty fun, like, stoner horror, silly movie, good gore. The fucking songs in these movies. Why? Why do you have to put these songs in them? Do we have to do this formula when they fucking sing a cringy ass song, or they're in some band or something? It's fine. Show them playing in the band. You don't have to like write music or have the actor sing fucking one song throughout the movie, let alone multiple songs. So Uncle Peckerhead, there's like 5-6 songs these fucking people are just singing, and all of it is like nails on chalkboard. But the the Psycho Goreman, that song, the fucking F you, F off, F him, like, it was cute and stuff, but do we really need like a 4.5 minute like real version of that song? Were they thinking it was going to be a real thing? So that just, every time I heard that, I was just like, oh, in the paint. So I know Jesse probably hated it because he wasn't real high up on this movie himself.
It's funny that you mentioned the music because literally when this came out, my entire fucking Facebook feed was people clamoring for a VHS version of this and the soundtrack. So like, I think that is just them trying to cater to the 90s or like that era of like movies, like, you know, Purple People Eater. There was a song for that movie, or like any other of those like weird, obscure, like full moon type movies. There was always like a song, you know, in those kids movies. I think it's just kind of that. But I also feel like a lot of times that these movies use that to take up time so they can kind of meet that 80-minute mark. In this case, I feel like it was kind of like that Ninja Turtles, like we need that weird Vanilla Ice type tune, because if I remember correctly, this ends with a rap song, and the rap song is super cringe, but it's cringe for the point of being cringe. The song you mentioned, it was so annoying, so stupid. Again, it's the reason why I don't love this film, is because the characters are so annoying. It was, again, so annoying that I was exhausted when this was over, and I needed to watch something else to clear my palate. And again, I think my rating, you know, now that I think about it, I've already said my rating, but I feel like I'm it's like a charity rating because I wanted this movie to be so much better. And man, I feel so bad for shitting on it, but I just wanted it to be so much better. I love Power Rangers, man, and this is just, this is not it. This is not it. Is that what the kids say that these days? This ain't it. Psycho Goreman ain't it. Sorry, guys.
But anyway, we got more double banger episodes with Cinedump, joining forces on just a couple movie reviews. We'd like to thank you, and as always, you've been watching the movie Ghetto. The movie Ghetto.